All right, folks, welcome. It's been a while. It's been a real long time.
Greetings.
We got the Blues here, and of course you got Rom. This is episode 21. We were gonna do a show not that long ago, but I think I don't know what happened. I think Blues got bit by his dog or something. He's been having a lot of bad luck lately. Now he got in a car crash, and it's like
Yep,
just just a mess. Just a mess.
just fucking, just a mess. But we got a little bit of news for you today. A couple things have been going on the site. Gonna talk about them.
There's been a lot going on. C-Box, at least, like normal.
Yeah, C-Box. Yeah, a couple things going on the forum now too. Now that we got a couple new people,
Yeah, I should probably get on
we
on
got we
that.
got Toma, we got Toma and Broly. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We got Saga news first. What the fuck is going on in the saga? Number
Saga
one,
news.
it's not really a saga. It's not really a saga, but
Might as well just call it a
The
saga.
Demon Realm arc. The
If the
Demon Realm
garlic,
arc.
if Garlic Junior, the second Garlic Junior thing was a saga, and it was like, what was it like a one episode? I'm sure this Demon Realm multi-episode shit's like it's basically a saga. So
Okay, yeah, it could be its own saga. Yeah,
might as well be. It's turned into one. So
but yeah, we got the Demon Realm arc going on. What's next for the Demon Realm arc, Rom?
well, if people actually show up, we're gonna be fighting the Blue Fire Demons, and so when um, when Goku, Moth Yokai, and Moth Violet originally escaped hell to Demon Realm, they ran into the Blue Fire Demons right off the bat. Oh, and Raditz. Sorry, Raditz was with them too. So those four,
Mm-hmm.
they ran into them. That was the first enemies they saw. Then they kind of they beat them, but barely, and they retreated. And then that's when Goku and Moth Violet went to Earth to get more people to help out. They came back with Piccolo, Rakutsu, and Gohan, along with Moth Violet and Goku, and they ran into him again. And this time it seemed like they were waiting for him, and Raditz and Moth Yokai were nowhere to be found. So we have this mystery. Where did they go? Did they betray him, or did they get chased off? Like, nobody really knows right now.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Okay.
you got the Blue Fire Demons are like their own like sub race of demons. They're just basically it's self-explanatory. They use a lot of fire attacks, and their fire is blue. And you got like Queen Sapphire, who's the main villain, and there's Keel and the Blue Fire minions and the Blue Fire Beast, and it's actually been a really good battle, and or it's been a really good saga so far. It's just trying to get everybody coordinated. So we'll see. I'm not. I'm not gonna.
What? That's the Demon Realm part. What's going on the Earth part?
Um. Well, I'll tell you on the Earth part, but I'm just putting this one thing out there before we get to the Earth part. We're gonna see this upcoming Tuesday that if everybody shows up, because we've been the Demon Realm side of things has been kind of like falling apart. I've been able to work with a few people, but shit, we had a remember last or was it this week? This week, so few people showed up that I had to do a past episode that wasn't even part of the Demon Realm saga with you and Rikutsu. And Rikutsu didn't even play Rikutsu; he played Yamcha. And where you guys are, we still have to finish that. Where you guys are fighting those demon clowns that are about to cut Dalia in half. So yeah, but on the Earth side, things are running a lot better as I would expect because I have Blues. Blues is always fucking usually reliable. It's funny. It's funny to me how fucked up Blue's life is, but yet he's more consistent than all these other people. You know, it's almost like the other people kind of suck sometimes.
Well, what's going on the Earth part?
So what happened? What basically the whole premise is that like King Dabura is the king of the demons, and he rules from demon realm. But what happens is there's a yin and a yang. Like there's an earth guardian who's light, but then there's a demon. I think I called them demon. There's demon lords that live in the living realm as their opposite of darkness. But what the demon lords do on these planets that they want to harvest dark ki from is they do just that. They coordinate. They funnel the dark ki back to demon realm because all these demons feed on it. It's almost like their currency and food. So the more they have of it, the better, the healthier, the stronger they are. And of course, a majority of it goes to King Dabura. It's kind of like Demon World spice from if you can imagine dark ki being spice from Dune, it's a lot like that concept.
Yeah.
So it's very valuable to them. And so eventually they promoted Devil Man to Demon Lord, and he has even has his new transformation, Great Devil Man, and so Devil Man has been watching all events from Earth, and he saw a lot of the Earth heroes leave to go fight King Dabura because he has like his demon spies and demon minions are always lurking in the shadows, and so he knew about it, and so now he thought it was his perfect time to strike. So he cut off the supply of dark ki to Demon Realm and is trying to accelerate the process of creating dark ki by causing mayhem on Earth, because the more miserable and angry the people are, the more dark ki you can squeeze out of them. And in fact, he reversed the siphoning of dark ki, and he's kind of flooded the Earth with dark ki that's making people more unstable, and they're showing the same symptoms that that Moth Violet showed, because it's dark keys. Not only is it valuable like spice to demons, it's the same concept as like the dark side of the Force from Star Wars, where if you're not a demon, or if you're not a demon, you can't take like pure doses of dark ki without it fucking you up or making you have mood swings. That's why Moth Violet was kind of the way she was when she transformed, because she started to take very toxic doses of dark ki, and as a human you can't really do that without going insane or turning into almost like a pseudo demon yourself. And in fact, not getting off the subject, but Tetrati is going to suffer the same symptoms too, but she's, instead of using demon ki, she's using dark magic, which is basically it's just different ways to summon that kind of energy. She uses magic to summon it. Moth Violet summons it from her being a hybrid demon. So, in fact, Moth Violet probably is going to show less symptoms than Tetradia. Like, she'll use it a few times, and she's just going to be all over the place. Like, it's not going to be pretty. And so you can imagine what it's going to do to the Earth, the regular Earth folk. And so he set up his headquarters outside of Baba's palace in an abandoned pyramid, and then Oob and Master Roshi found the pyramid, and so they went in it. And I had it to where like I tried to do it differently. I didn't want to just be a beat 'em up kind of thing. I wanted it to be more like a little different. Like Devilman's more sly. He's more like a Sith. He doesn't use like, he won't use like a brute force unless he has to. And so they had to make their way through the pyramid, and Devilman in his own way using dark mist is he seems like he's everywhere with his voice. They can't pinpoint his power level, and he's just fucking with Oob. And then he gets into Oob's mind, and Oob freezes. And then he starts to encounter like Moth Violet and Rom and shit, just like from the Pendulum of Time. So it links that. Oob eventually snaps out of it with the help of Master Roshi, and they make their way into a main chamber, and then they have to fight not zombies, but mummies, and the Pharaoh. And
Yeah, that was a whole event.
yeah, and the Pharaoh. The cool thing about the Pharaoh is Devilman had been talking about the Pharaoh, hinting at maybe mummies, even before that, and so it was a little surprise that I thought people would like. And then of course, when Oob's doing that, and we're like, this is getting good. I like how this is going. Smash! Rakutsu's
Yamcha.
Yamcha just bashes through the fucking roof. He did that on purpose. He must know that was it supposed to be. But he does. He can't control these fucking. You're just happy that they actually are active at this point. So he just crashes through the roof, and Devilman's pissed, and his two minions go after him, and it just kind of goes downhill from there. Oob's able to finally start to make it up to where in Master Roshi where Devilman's at, and eventually Oob fights Devilman, and he almost kills Master Roshi because he's able to counter Oob, and he's feeding off of Oob's. There's lingering dark ki from Oob that he doesn't really realize from Majin Buu, and he can feed off that. He can feed off his anger. Master Roshi is probably the only one he can't feed off of. But Yamcha has residue of dark ki from his past, and I mean he's not the most noblest person anyway, so he has dark ki to feed on and just the whole entire world too, so Devilman could keep replenishing his energy almost like an android.
Yeah.
So it I don't even think we finished. I think that's where it left off.
No, I think we finished, and it was like Devilman escaped, and then Master Roshi, Oop took Master Roshi back to his house.
Oh, I forgot to mention Master Roshi's part. There was a demon who had the ability to like change his form and stuff, and they fought before the mummies, and Master Roshi was able to finally capture him with the demon.
The Mafuba, the evil containment wave.
Yeah, the evil demon containment wave thing. And so that was pretty cool. You give a little bit of Master Roshi some love. I really did like that demon because he used the environment to fuck with you guys. Like, he would go through the cracks of the pyramid, and I like that. That's a nice touch, using the the environment. And I did like the Pharaoh, how he would point his staff, and all these statues of Egyptian statues would come to life, like the lions and the fucking what was the other one? It wasn't a minotaur. I think it was a dog man or something. Or no, it was an alligator man, and just shit like that. That was really cool. It really did feel like an anime episode. It even had comical parts because Yamcha just crashed in, so it kind of subverted any expectations that it was just going to be like a kind of like a shonen level thing where you just go level by level. It just Yamcha was right there to fight the main boss, and Yamcha did.
Yeah, it's like it started off with Yamcha fighting him, and then fucking Oob challenged him.
Yeah. So it's really going really good. I mean, that's the shining part of the Demon Realm saga. So I have to give you and Rakutsu credit for that. I mean, Rakutsu is a fuck, man. I wish we could clone him and just throw the others away. If we could just have an army of Rakutsus, dude, we would always be entertained. And they don't complain. Rakutsu's like the Terminator of our peers. He doesn't complain. If you ask him, he's like, I'll do it. He's like emotionless. It's like, yes, I will do that. And then he does it. It's just like, I wish we had more Rakutsus. I mean, the lack of emotion's kind of creepy, but once you get used to that, it's just like having a whole bunch of Terminator friends. And it's just like, hey, Rakutsu Terminators, you want to go do some space stuff? And be like, yes, I want to do that space stuff. And then they all just go do it. And there's no complaining. Everybody's happy. It's like, why is it so rare to find somebody like that, Blues? I know I say that. It's not even favoritism. Because
it's favoritism.
It's not favoritism. It's just the fact that he always shows up. Like, even if it wasn't stuff I was doing with him, with like Moth Violet or something, the fact that he always just shows up and does it is like, we're reaching that's like bottom barrel like qualities, because any self-respecting RPer should be like that. Consistency. But that's a rare thing now, it seems like. Maybe we could get, I think if we could get Dick Falcon in on more things, I think we would have two consistent people.
We just need to do more stuff on the forum.
Yeah, I still want to do Dread Island, dude. Let's talk. Are you going to be busy on Monday? What days are you off? You're not off any days, are you?
I'm off. I'm off again tomorrow, and then I work all week up until Saturday next week.
Okay. On Sunday, hit me up on Discord, and or shit, even hit me up on voice chat, and let's salvage the Demon Realm saga and just do that on the forum, because that'll be fun. You know. If you still want to do it. I mean, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to be
You
obligated.
mean Dread Island?
Yeah, Dread Island. If you don't feel obligated to do it, you don't have to. But I think it'd be fun to do.
Yeah, we can do Dread Island because it'll allow me to kind of retcon Kadogan into being a fucking vampire during that, and then we can have him doing vampire stuff with Tetra.
Yeah.
Beating up people and stuff.
Yeah, so if you're down for that, that's cool. We can do that. So I'm happy. So that's really the saga news, and
oh, space. What's next?
Space. What's next?
Let's talk about space.
Well, let's talk about. Well, there's a lot of things that could be happening going on in space. The problem with space, it's almost a curse and a blessing, because it was a blessing because it got Iona motivated again. In fact, if I was really wanting to keep Iona motivated, I would start playing some PTO warlords that were kind of rivals of hers and start trouble, because then she would be motivated. In fact, I'll probably end up doing that. It's like, I think me and you should do it together this time, though. Let's raise the stakes. If me and you create a few warlords, let's create 2 warlords apiece.
Well, I'm playing cooler right now, so
that's 1 warlord. So if me and you
he's trying to retain his power.
Okay.
He's obviously not going to, so
I'll probably play Abo and Kato because they can actually match cooler almost. And then I'll play the Ginyu Force as a neutral faction, because where the Ginyu Force, their headquarters, whatever world they were on, headquarters is kind of become a neutral world where like soldiers can go and they don't have to really fight anymore. They just train and drill with them, because Captain Ginyu's thing is he's not gonna fight other PTO because he's that loyal to Frieza. So basically, just they chill and do nothing. But the Ginyu Force and their men are kind of like the MacGuffin. Like all the other PT warlords are trying to like bribe or convince the Ginyu Force to join their side because they can basically win with them, or they have a really good shot at dominating. So one of the PTO warlords is gonna eventually try to go to Captain Ginyu's homeworld and take it over, so he can basically use his homeworld as a hostage or something. I don't know. We can figure something out. Or maybe
Radazu is gonna go after the Crossbones pirates.
Yeah.
And he's gonna try to recruit some of them.
Yeah, Radazu's really obsessed with recruiting, and it's interesting because it's completely at conflict with what Rom's wants to do. So it's going to be interesting, because at some point, I was going to tell you before you left that Rom is probably going to test Radazu at some point after Romanus takes over Planet Vegeta and he reunites the Saiyans. He has nothing left to do but to do his final plans. And he's going to go to Radazu and he's going to be like, okay, you've gotten the trust of some of these PTO warlords, but now it's time to take them all out. You know, it's like you did a great job because you had them fighting each other, but he's going to be like, what I want you to do is I want you to go blow up Anzu's planet, and I want you to take out these list of worlds, and I'm going to give you...
But why would he do that if Anzu is helping them, though?
Because in Romanus's mind, he's kind of taken Frieza's destroying planets to the next level, where he's like, I'm gonna destroy most of the main worlds of the PTO and Galactic Patrol.
But Frieza didn't destroy the worlds of his allies, though.
Yeah, but
You
Rom,
know what I'm saying? It's like Rom could do it. It's just like why Anzu's planet, though. It's like she's helping them. It would be no reason to.
yeah, that's when Radazu could try to
Like
convince him.
if she ends up betraying them, okay, yeah, whatever. But it's
Yeah.
like right now, as of right now, she's helping them.
Then have Radazu try to convince him. Be like, wait, no, but at least that way, I kind of get what I want anyways, because Radazu's can't. He's not going to be able to save all the allies. He's going to have to pick probably Anzu. And be like, pitch that to Rom, and he'll be like, okay, I'll spare that world. They seem like they can be useful, like the battalions, and whoever else is on Rom's or on the Stellar Saiyan side. But the rest of them, they gotta go, because we gotta create a power vacuum to where nobody can ever challenge the Saiyans again. Because his final plan is basically if he won and he destroyed Earth and all these worlds. I mean, with the Saiyans in charge, he would just have arenas and all the Saiyan colonies and stuff, and they would have. That's how they would have to have competition. They wouldn't. The army would still be there, but they wouldn't really need to fight anymore in wars. They'd just be a Saiyan galaxy basically, with a few races left, but none of them able to ever challenge the Saiyans, and that's how Rom is going to ensure it. It's not like because the Radazu's plans of creating allies, it's kind of antiquated to Rom. He's like, yeah, well, they'll be our allies now, but they'll betray us one day. It'll be a back and forth thing forever. It's like my plan takes care of everything. We don't have to worry about it ever again. Because, I mean, if Rom succeeded, I mean, Corso orders was to destroy planet Namek. And by then, Earth should already be destroyed, so there's no way they can wish. Like, there is going to be... Rom doesn't want Dragon Balls. He knows they're too dangerous because they keep always coming back every year. For people to make wishes. He's like, no more Dragon Balls. No more any of this. So you can see the kind of genius and crudeness in his plan. It's not very sophisticated. It's basically they're going to planet hop on their fleets and blow up major worlds, really leaving only a remnants of the PTO and the Galactic Patrol where they could just be mopped up and colonized or occupied. Yeah, that's another thing, too. With so many less worlds, it'd be easy for the Saiyans to occupy them directly. So, it makes sense.
All right. So, C-Box News. Romulus versus the Galactic Patrol. Radaza. Okay, we already kind of talked about that. Forum News. Toma and Broly on Vampa. So yeah, Toma and Broly are doing stuff on Vampa.
Yeah, I think I saw that post. Yeah, and Romanus is right now he's leading an assault on well, really it's literally himself because everybody died. On his side, when they attacked with only 3 ships, but Romanus is sacking the Galactic Patrol's capital to get them to sue for peace because he doesn't really want to deal with them fully yet. He'll deal with them when he gets his full plans in action, but for that he needs to do a few more things. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Toma and Broly on Vampa. It'd be interesting to see how Broly reacts to this. Like, what if Broly finally makes it back to Planet Vegeta and meets up with King Paragus? That could change everything. Because if Broly's on Paragus' side, it's really going to take Rom and Radazu to beat Broly. Romanus won't... Rom will try, and he might just lose and try to escape. And then if Rom does come back, he's going to come back with Radazu and himself, because he's like, that's the only way I'm going to be able to beat him is us two. Because it's like, I don't think Rom could beat Broly in just Super Saiyan. Like, at least from the movie, it's just like, Because Brawley from the movies, he was just fucking mopping up. He was just beating the shit out of like 3 Super Saiyans, right? There was
Yep.
Goku, Future Trunks, and Gohan. And Piccolo was basically the same power as a Super Saiyan, so yeah. Yeah, Brawly's a fucking beast. I mean, that's how I'd treat him in character anyways. So let's see, shipping news. I mean, there's some ships out there. Oops, sad that Sorora's gone.
Yep, he's having to deal with Devil Man on his own.
You got Rikutsu and Moth Violet and Demon Realm working together finally.
Yep.
That'll be interesting. If we ever finish the Demon Realm saga, that's where it gets actually interesting for them because she's finally home. She gets reunited with her family. She could date her boyfriend. And then then the ESF come and arrest her. And it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's just... She can't escape her consequences, but I got a good plan for that. It actually will work out. I like the idea of getting Miharu involved, so she'll be like almost like her probation officer. And she'll just have to wear like they'll force her to wear like
an ankle bracelet
or key resistant cuffs or something, and only like Miharu will be able, or like Miharu and Mac Phoenix will be the only ones that allow her to deactivate the cufflink so she can use her powers and when she needs to help people. And I guess that could happen for a few years before they could trust her or something.
Yeah.
Because then eventually I think...
she could become... They could eventually make her a regulator.
Yeah. I think eventually I'll get bored with it and I'll just hire a lawyer, take it to court and be like, you can't keep doing this. Can't just keep cuffing this girl with your weird devices.
They wouldn't keep her on that forever. They'd let her go at some point.
Yeah, it'll be fun for a while. I just don't want it to get stale. So.
Damn, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
And it'll be weird. It'll be weird for Delia not to have her powers for having them for so long and just going back to school. Like, she gets bullied and she's just like, I could just kill this person. It's like, oh yeah, I don't have my powers.
Yeah. So what's next on the list after shipping news?
Canon OC matchups. Radazu versus Brawley. Well, Brawley is probably going to win that. I mean, that's just hands down.
Yeah.
Because he's just Brawley. Like, Brawley, it should always be like, almost like, it's usually going to, unless you're Super Saiyan 3. And if you're Super Saiyan 3, that should almost match. You only have
with Radazu, he's going to eventually get that same kind of berserk state that Broly has. Not necessarily legendary Super Saiyan, but that kind of that berserk state. So yeah, he's not just gonna be a regular Super Saiyan. So I think it'd be an interesting fight.
Yeah, if he has a berserk, but I think really the only thing I think that can beat Broly is either a really high grade Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3. The Super Saiyan, it's almost like Goku and Ram and Radazu would have to team up to beat him.
Yeah. Who else we got? What else we got? We got Pan versus Sorora. Yeah, I still want to see that.
I think once Sorora gets Super Saiyan, it's kind of over. Because Sorora's always in battle. I keep always saying this. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, well, that doesn't count because of this and that. I'm like, look, I don't give a fuck about all of that. It's like, let's add a little bit of reality and more plot and backstory kind of elements into this. If Sorora has been in constant battle since she was a kid as a Saiyan warrior, she's been in constant battle ever since that, training with Oob, who's one of the most obsessive fighters, and Sorora, of course, can keep up because she's obsessed with fighting naturally. I think Sorora has a lot of edge over her in a lot of areas, like in experience, um, maybe even in a technique. Because if she's been taught by Bardock and Raditz, because she's lived with them all her life, I don't even think Pan has an edge in that really, unless she has some advanced moves like Kaioken. Uh, maybe if Pan has Kaioken, she could get an edge over her in base form, but that won't really matter at Super Saiyan. So, I think it goes to Sorora. Honestly, it's like maybe, and see the problem too is Sorora's not evil anymore, so it can't be like female Goku versus like female Raditz to where Pan can rally because she feels like everybody's in danger because there's no, like, Sorora's not trying to destroy Earth, so there's not even that element.
Yeah.
So I think Sorora has an edge once she gets Super Saiyan and she can match her power. It's not looking good for Pan on that one. Because whatever Pan can throw at her, she could take it and throw it back. Sorora's kind of like female Rakutsu in that way. Like, she could take punches and hits, and I don't know if Pan can.
No, she can't. No, she can't.
Pan seems like she's soft. She's never really been in battle that much.
Well, Vegeta kind of beat her up a little bit.
So, yeah.
He wasn't, he was just being aggressive, but he wasn't really super trying.
Yeah, the only way she could really say, like, oh, no, that's not my Pan, is be like, oh, well, Gohan's been training him this entire time. And I'd be like, Gohan's soft. He's not gonna take it to that next level like Raditz with Sorora, where he'll like beat the shit out of her to near death to get a Zenkai boost or just to teach her a lesson. Like, I mean, so she's just got more grit and more of a edge over her. So that's my opinion. You know, Iono would be like, no. You see like how Goku and Vegeta fought him. Like, okay, but we don't have to go straight off the anime. Like, this actually makes sense. It actually makes sense that somebody's been in combat more and trained more brutally would have an edge. You know? It's like, but no, that's not how it works in the anime. It's like, some animes are retarded sometimes how they explain things. Let's actually use like common sense logic. And not barren logic.
Common sense logic.
Not barren logic where it gets in the weeds. I'm talking like simple shit that anybody could understand. If Fighter A has fought in more real combat roles, has been more brutally trained, and Fighter B has basically done training, but it's never been that brutal, and she's rarely been in combat situation, who do you think's going to win? Unless Sorora's like too cocky, or but I never made Sorora be a cocky person that much. Like, she's actually more evenly tempered because she has traits of Guinea. So she's more of a calmer person. She has a little bit of human in her, like Guinea strangely does. Like empathy and stuff, but not, like I said, it's more balanced out. Like, she has traits of Bardock and Raditz, but it's kind of balanced out by Guinea, I think. So she has a mixed personality of those folks. You can hear fucking Blues eating shit in the background like a slob. Like an absolute slob.
I'm eating popcorn, bitch.
Absolute slob on the fucking show. What do these people pay you for, Blues?
They don't pay me shit. I wish they did.
Well, you should pretend they pay you. Be a professional.
I'm about to race a F1 car on fucking the crew.
No, you gotta finish the podcast, dummy. Then
I'm doing the podcast.
Stop multitasking, you loser. Stay focused. Stay focused, bro.
All right, what's next?
Out of character ranters and banners. We kind of already did that. Me talking shit about the people in the Demon Realm saga, but we don't need to re-go over that. 3 new members, exciting times. Yeah, we got... here's the thing. I gotta say something about that. I knew from the very beginning Like, look. There are certain things I like about Heather and Forte. Certain things I don't like about them. The biggest things is they're very unreliable on site. At least right now. You know, they might have things going on. I get it. But if you got things going on, you should, like, notify that you're not going to be able to do that. Like, here's an example. No, this is crazy, right? Rom's crazy and unhinged. He just fucking doesn't know what he's doing. But, Blues, if you remember correctly, I told you, 4 months in advance, right? Was it 4 months in advance? I told you 4 months in advance that I would be going to college in the fall. I told you in the summertime when I was on the boats. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I continued to tell you that, even as the Saiyan saga went along. Like, look, Blues, I don't know if I'm going to be here as much. And you see the difference there? Like, I knew what I was going to do. I knew I was going to be busy. And I let you know ahead of time, so it gave you plenty of time to plan. You see the difference between that?
Mm-hmm.
See? That's what I'm talking about. So, let's just be honest. Heather and Forte dropped the ball in the advertisement. It took me telling Blues that he's a lazy piece of shit, and Blues is like, oh man, I guess I am a lazy piece of shit. And he's like, then he went to advertise, and guess what? All he had to do was put a little effort in, and he got some new people, which gives me hope.
I mean, one of them's the old person that we just got back, but hey, still, the point still stands.
It gives me hope too, because it's like, if all you have to do is put a little effort in, and you can get new people, like a mass advertisement campaign, like what I want to do on Zeta, it's going to get some hits.
Yeah, I need to do another mass advertisement.
Yeah, you need to get on it, man. You don't want me to
I'm going to advertise because I advertise mainly on DBZ sites, and a lot of them were dead. I'm going to go to other anime sites.
Shit, dude, you know what I'd go to? I'd go to Star Trek RPGs, Star Wars RPGs. I'd go to Fairy Tail, Naruto. I don't know if they have a lot of... I know they have a lot of My Hero Academia. Probably got some Full Metal Alchemist, just like custom-made ones. I'd go to everywhere, dude. I'd go to fucking Pokemon. And I don't think they have Digimon, but I know they have Pokemon RPGs.
Yeah, I advertised on a couple Pokemon sites.
I'd go to Yu-Gi-Oh! If they have that. It doesn't fucking matter. I'd go to maybe like forums that are just like for anime talk and shit. I'd go everywhere, dude. So don't let me show you up, because then you're gonna get mad. It'd be like the second week of Zeta starting up, and I have like 20 members, and you're like what the fuck, Rom? Hey, can I try to get him to come over here? And I'll be like, yeah, you know you can, but what I want from you is I want a pot of gold. Then I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. It's like, I want a pot of gold and some Lucky Charms. And I'm not talking one
like
box.
At that point, I tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like I want a pot of gold, Blues. I want a pot of gold. Blues wouldn't be that happy if it's. No, I wouldn't do that to you.
Normie news.
We're supposed to be sister sites, so we share and we care. No, it's not
Normie news.
It's not Normie news, you fucker. It's anime, comic, and movies.
Oh, okay.
Konosuba, why does Rom like it so much? I'll tell you why I like it so much. Konosuba is like a, you know what an isekai is, anime, right?
Yeah.
Where so the anime that got credited for creating the isekai was Sword Art Online. So let's start there. I've watched Sword Art Online, and it's a great concept. That's why so many isekais came out of it. It's a great concept, but the execution and the characters was kind of bland. Which is sad.
Right.
Because Kirito's kind of like... I think it's Kirito. I don't know what the fuck the name of it... But basically the emo hero guy in the black trench coat and with the swords. And then you got the orange-haired chick, or blonde. It's blonde or orange. It's one of the two. It just needed more character in depth. They kind of skimmed over the world. Konosuba is just a better anime than it. And, you know, you're going to have some fucker be like, oh, well, you know, there would be no Konosuba if there wasn't no Sword Art Online. But I'm like, okay, that's true. So I give Sword Art Online that credit. But Konosuba is just a way better anime, just all around.
It though?
It has action. All the characters are likable. In fact, the fact that they're so flawed actually makes them more relatable and likable. And unlike most anime protagonists, the main character is actually like more like an American or like a real life dude, where he doesn't like, if he gets hit on by a girl, he'll be like, oh, well, you want to like fuck? It's like he actually hits on and he gets like action and shit. Like he makes out with, like he's like imagine you if you went to a new world and you were surrounded by hot chicks. Like how long would you last before you tried to make out with one or, you know, got that in your head? Like, I mean, it's like he acts like how a normal person would react. The only thing that really stops him from like taking it like to go Chad level is because he's like a virgin and he doesn't have a lot of experience, so he's kind of like a little bit awkward. But it's
virgin. Yeah.
But it's never so he's never so awkward where it's cringy. It's like it's kind of like shows that he's kind of inexperienced, which that's a nice touch. So there's an excuse there.
He's a virgin.
But the characters are great. The action is good. The world building is amazing. The animation is top fucking notch. They don't slack on any of it. It's just.
I think you're just a fanboy.
And the second opening is fucking amazing. The first opening is good, but the second one is great. This is great all around. So I would say Konosuba is one of my favorite animes. I just really like it. It's really good. You know, and people be like, well, you know, that's one of those mainstream animes. I'm like, shit, if it's good, bro. Like, hey, it's not, like, that's why I say I like Dragon Ball Z mostly for nostalgia, but Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter are way better shonen than Dragon Ball Z.
Wrong.
Blues is like, wrong. So... it is what it is, man. I don't spare nobody. See, I don't even spare Dragon Ball Z. I used to when I was old, Rom. I thought Dragon Ball Z was the greatest shit ever, but I mean, I kind of knew even then. I kind of knew even then because I had watched Yu Yu Hakusho a few times, so I knew it was.
Yu Yu Hakusho is trash.
Oh fuck.
Konosuba is trash.
I want to know why you won't watch animes. You don't like watching any animes.
Because they're all derivative.
Man, you
and
suck,
they all
dude.
Suck.
Like that's the one thing. There's a lot of things I like about you, Blues, but the one thing I don't like is the fact that you refuse to watch any animes that I recommend to you. I've recommended Yu Yu Hakusho.
I watch Konosuba.
You have watched it?
I said I'll watch it.
When are you gonna watch it? Give me a date.
July 22nd, 2042.
This motherfucker. You know, we could do a commentary tomorrow and we could watch it. There you go.
Sure.
Are you sure you want to do that though? You're not gonna chicken out?
Just remind me.
All right. What time do you want to do it?
Doesn't matter.
Because we'll watch Konosuba and commentate it, and then after that we'll watch Yu Yu Hakusho. And then after that, we gotta watch Higami no Ippo. There's no fucking ifs, ands, or buts. We gotta watch that boxing anime. You'll see why it's so good.
Oh God, here we go.
You'll see why it's so good.
A boxing anime,
dude. I'm telling you, that anime is gonna make you want to train and fight in character. Like it always. Like the reason I.
No, it's not.
One of the hidden reasons I was able to train so good as anime characters on these DBZ sites is because of watching like all the training that Ippo did. Like it gave me a lot of ideas. Besides, like I just like fighting in general, so I could just have my character just keep punching in through the air and shit and doing. I used to have lists of moves I could use, like different types of kicks and punches and jabs and elbows. I just need to get
No, you
another
didn't.
list. Just run through the list. Just do them all. There you go. You got like 5,000 words. I just don't want. I don't like doing that anymore. I don't like cranking out 10,000 words because sweaty motherfuckers got nothing better to do. Like 2,000 words is good. 5,000
Nah,
you're
man, you got to do 20,000.
5,000 you're an overachiever. I wouldn't go any higher than that. I mean, if you want to, it should be diminishing returns. Like if you just don't give a fuck and you love writing, okay.
You should only write that much if you're
Yeah.
really, really inspired.
Yeah. It's like slow down, Speedy. But what smart ass is what they'll do is they'll figure out like that 5,000 is like the max before it starts to diminish in returns, and they'll stop it at 5,000 and start another one at 5,000 and just do it like that. That's what most people. I mean, that was the one thing about our peers is they're generally very clever on getting gains. They might be retarded in other aspects of life, but they are really clever at getting gains. It's like their brains just come to life. So,
All right, what's next on the?
anime recommendations. So,
Well, we kind of just did that.
well, let's see. The current anime I'm watching right now, and this is why Konosuba is better than it. It's an isekai anime, but like the background and it's kind of shittily made. Like you can tell it was like computer animated and it wasn't put a lot of detail in it, but it's still a good anime. It's called let me see, isekai anime. I forgot what the name is. Isekai.
Sounds pretty gay.
I want to watch The Rising of Shield Hero. I think that's pretty good, but
Sounds pretty gay.
List. Yuge is not an isekai. Like what the fuck? Let's see. Oh, there's Konosuba, but that's not the one I was looking for. The Saga of Tanya the Evil. I actually hear that's pretty good, but I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not gonna. I would recommend people to watch Sword Art Online. It actually, the one thing it does have, it has really good music. I will give it that. It has good music and it's a good concept. And if you really want to understand how so many other isekais came about, I would recommend watching it. If nothing else for that. Because it is really Sword Art Online that started a lot of this isekai stuff. I'm sure there was stuff before it, but it was really that so it's not that bad. It's not bad enough to where I would not recommend watching it. Let's see. Where the fuck is it? It should be here. Actually heard Log Horizon's good too for an isekai. I used to keep hearing that back in the day. Log Horizon this, Log Horizon that. I'm gonna have to eventually watch Log Horizon. Oh yeah, there's Inuyasha. Inuyasha's really a. How's Inuyasha an isekai though?
Isekai?
Yeah, because the girl keeps going from the past back to the future through like a portal, right?
I don't know, I guess.
I've never watched Inuyasha. People say I should. I just never have. It's kind of like Naruto and... Oh, do you love your mom with her 2-hit multi-target attacks? I actually kind of like that anime.
What?
It's basically like, imagine if you and your mom went into a new world and you thought you were going to be the hero, but your mom becomes the hero and your mom's like super hot. It's basically that. Yeah, it's basically that. It's kind of funny. It's kind of good. She is hot. She is the hottest anime MILF probably in anime history. She's just hot.
Disagree.
So
I've seen some pretty hot
Yeah.
anime milfs.
I think Blues would never watch it because it'd give him nightmares. Like, Blues would finally die, and he'd be like, "Oh, you get to go to a new world," but it's like, "Oh, your mom died too. She's going with you," and it's like, "Wait, what?"
Fuck.
It's like I wanted to go on my own adventure, and it's like your mom just takes over the adventure. You're like the sidekick, and she's actually really good at being a hero, and you're like,
Yeah, that'd be hell.
she just lectures you the whole way. It's like, well, Blues. If you use a sword like this, you'd be able to cut the dragon better, and it's just like that'd be rough. It'd be rough even for me. It's one thing to live in your dad's shadow, but to live in your mom's shadow, it's kind of like it's rough. Was that sexist, Blues? Am I going to jail?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Going to cyber jail.
Oh, you can't live in your mom's shadow, huh? Are you sexist, Rum? Are you a Nazi? Are you do you,
I bet you voted for Trump, didn't you?
I bet you voted for Trump. I didn't vote for that fucker.
Are you Trump supporter?
Dude, I can't find
You
the
want
anime.
to kill America, don't you?
I can't find the anime. But it is an isekai. No game, no life. I also hear that's good. There's a lot of good isekais out there. I don't get
Wrong.
it. It should be here. Let me just
Isekai
let me
is
just go
a
to my
trash
Crunchyroll.
anime genre.
Let me just go to my fucking Crunchyroll and look it up real quick so we can move on.
Isekai is a trash and anime genre.
The one I wouldn't recommend that I've watched is Gokudo. That show is just
Isekai needs to die.
yeah. The one I wouldn't recommend that I've watched that I just finished was Gokudo. It's just I don't get the humor because it's from the '90s and it's Japanese humor. It's like it's just
Or
not
maybe
good.
you're just racist.
No, it's just not that good.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I got
Maybe
the
you're just
humor or
racist.
something, but I don't get the humor.
You're racist.
Let's see.
You are a racist.
Not racist. I speak the truth.
You do not like Gokudo because he is an Arab.
Oh, is that it? Dude, what the fuck? There's my profile. Okay. Where is my history of watching this anime? Like, it should be in the queue, but it's not in the queue.
Remembering an anime you didn't watch. That gets you about a 15 on the fucking crazy meter.
I just can't remember. My memory sucks, man. I think it's because of all the blackouts and shit. Like, I think I fucked up my brain. One time I got in a really bad fight, and I don't know if I hit my head.
How do you think the next 4 years is gonna go?
It's gonna be garbage. It's gonna be probably you won't be able to get it. Oh, it's ReZero. That's what it's called. Have you ever heard of ReZero?
Is it like a cyberpunk anime?
No, ReZero is another isekai. It's all right.
Zero, no.
It's okay. It's no Konosuba though, but it's all right. So that's the anime I'm watching
But
right
yeah,
now.
how do you think America's gonna fare under a Joe Biden presidency?
I think it's gonna. Well, the Democrats barely won the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost seats in the House. They haven't taken back the Senate. So the House and the Senate are about 50-50. Actually, no. The Senate is a little bit more Republican, and the House is 50-50.
Yeah, because Mitch McConnell didn't get voted out.
So Biden, not only do you have a president that doesn't want to change anything, that literally said to his donors nothing's fundamentally going to change, but even if he did want to do anything, like the Republicans are going to block everything he does because that's what they do. That's their strategy. How can we? Because the truth of the matter is the Republicans offer a lot less to people than even neoliberal Democrats. So their thing is, well, how can we stop the Democrats from giving anything of benefit to the people so that way they hate them? Well, they'll just block and obstruct everything, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Especially under Mitch McConnell, that's his like calling card. And so, the world might be taking a sigh of relief, and some of these idiots that believe in neoliberalism or Joe Biden, but really, America is still dysfunctional, and the riots and stuff will still continue. Because that motherfucker, and especially Kamala Harris, they're not going to do any police reform. So people are gonna wake up real quickly and realize that Trump was a symptom of the problem, but he's not the problem. And in fact, Joe Biden is a symptom of the problem with his neoliberal policies because they don't solve anything. They're not as horrible as Trump, but they're still horrible. It's like picking between getting hit by a car or beaten with a baseball bat. It's still the same shit. At the end of the day, it still sucks. So,
right.
I don't know what to tell these fucking people, man. It's like, there's people celebrating, like in Munich, Germany, all these church bells rang and people were celebrating on the streets. And I'm like, what are you celebrating? Like, I guarantee you there's going to be a riot, like, next year sometime. Another black dude's going to get shot, or a girl, for no reason. And there's going to be more riots. And you're going to wonder, like, oh, man, I thought things were going to be so different under Biden. It's like, no, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know his track record? You don't know that he was part of the reason the military, the prison industrial complex started? You don't know that Kamala Harris, in my home state of California, tried to get families put in jail because their kids wouldn't show up for school? Like, you could control a teenager fully like that? Like, yeah. It's... and Kamala Harris stopped people from getting out of prison and stuff. So, I mean, it's a slap in the face to the movement. You got two people who are pro-police, pro-prison industrial complex, and you think shit's gonna change? Like, that's what I'm saying, man. People think I'm, like, difficult or something.
I saw somebody compare Biden and Kamala Harris to fucking the principal and the assistant principal.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Rom, why are you always so difficult? Why are you always so stubborn about who you want to vote for? It's because I don't sell out my fucking principles for a lesser of two evils that never seems to work.
All right. I'm gonna ask you this. Who do you think's gonna run in 2024?
I don't fucking know.
Let's call it right now.
Nobody.
Let's call it right.
Could.
Okay. Of any of the former candidates that were running for this election, who do you think's gonna run in 2024?
Trump could run again, or his sons, or his daughter.
I don't think Trump's gonna run again.
On the left, I don't know, because none of them are. I hope Yang runs again, and Tulsi. And
yeah, I hope Yang runs again too. I hope Yang runs in 2025, because I was gonna vote for Yang.
Yeah, I would vote for Yang too.
I know Bernie's not gonna run in 2024. No, he's too old.
Yang and Tulsi are young; they could run again, and
yeah, I'd vote for Yang.
Can't really
How
think
about
of
Cory Booker?
Fuck Cory Booker. He's corrupt. Those are really only two I could think of. I mean, in the Democratic
Elizabeth
Party.
Warren?
I really don't want... No, I don't like her. I mean, if I had a choice...
She just gives off that old... She gives off the same kind of teacher vibes, too.
Elizabeth Warren stayed in the race to fuck Bernie over, so...
Yeah. Do you think AOC could run for president?
Elizabeth Warren's better than Biden, though. I would have voted for her over Biden in a heartbeat.
Do you think AOC could run for president?
I think she could eventually. I don't know if in 2024 would be right.
Yeah, she's not. She wouldn't be old enough, is she?
No.
I don't think she's 35 yet.
I mean, shit, I wish Joe Rogan ran for president. He would definitely win.
Oh, do you think... how about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? I'd vote for him.
I mean, he could honestly win. I mean, he's no worse than any of these... The corpse that we have now as President Joe Biden or Trump.
I mean, he seems like a successful businessman. He seems like he knows how to run shit.
I think if he ran for president, he would probably win, to be honest.
Yeah, he's just that likable.
Yeah. Kanye West can't win because he's just too weird and unhinged.
Yeah, Kanye. I don't even know why Kanye fucking ran.
I think just for attention.
Probably. But yeah, I really want Yang to run in 2024. I vote for him.
I would too. I like Yang, and I like his universal income idea. I really
I
do.
liked it.
Because if you gave everybody
A
that,
thousand dollars a month?
yeah. Because if you gave people that,
Come on.
a lot of creatives could do what they want. Like if you had $1,000 coming in a month in Texas, you could probably have your own apartment, and then you might have
Yeah.
you could work either part time or full time. If you just wanted to, you could eat literally like work part time if you didn't want to work as much for a few, and you wanted to work on something like a project. Like it'd be just great. That's kind of what I
Yeah,
have
it'd
right.
free up a lot of time.
Yeah, because this is what I mean. This is what the capitalism is about. It's not only America; it's the Western world. Well, not even the Western world. It's the capitalist world because Japan and China, they're all the same. Um, all they care about is what can you. All they care about is productivity and making money. There nothing in that says happiness. You know. That's why I've always advocated for people to stay out of debt, to live with way under your means, actually not within your means, under your means, because what you want to do is you always want to be generating income that you can save. That's why I could tell my boss to go fuck himself, because I had a whole bunch of money in my bank account. And also, how many people have a grand on them all the time? I have a grand in my safe. Well, I used to, not now. I had to use some of that.
Yeah.
I had to use some of that to cover some of the other expenses. But how many people just are that disciplined? They just have a fucking $1,000 just sitting in there. I mean, I'm not disciplined on a lot of things. I drink too much. I eat. But one thing I am pretty disciplined on when I want to be is money. And I could thank my mom for because I used to collect coins. That's where it kind of started. I'd collect coins and change. So I would collect change and then I would cash it in and get money. And I'm like, that's where I got the idea of saving from, or the habit. And plus, I like to collect silver dollars and 50-cent pieces. So yeah, man. And I would say also diversify. Get your hands into a little bit of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. You want to get your
Oh
hands in,
yeah.
you want to get your hands into actual. I hear in the UK they tax you a lot if you try to get silver and gold, but here in America you can get it. There's not a lot of taxes and shit on it. I mean, there are taxes, but I think it's a little different. But silver and gold here is you want to have a little bit of silver and gold, and you do want to have cash on you. You probably you don't want to tell a lot of people you have cash on you, but if you really want to be disciplined and you really want to test yourself, because here's how you test yourself. If I have 1,000, if I can keep 1,000, if you have a goal to have $1,000 like stuffed away and you want it physically, because say what if the banks freeze because of an economic crash? You can't, or you can't get anything. You want to have some shit on you. If you try to save $1,000 in cash and you spend it, and it's not for a good reason, you're the fucking problem. So then you learn that lesson. But here's the caveat to that. If you try to save that amount of money and your spouse spends it and it's something fucking stupid, she's the problem, and you should do what you think you should, because this is another thing you're going to learn, Blues, when you actually have some deep relationships or long relationships. You want to find somebody that kind of is on the same wavelength with you, because let's say if you learn how to be really good with money, but your wife isn't, you're fucked. Not only are you fucked, but if you try to tighten your belt and you say, hey, you can't do this, you can't buy this, she could just divorce your ass. It's like, well, this is what I wanted to expect, and then you're fucked anyways. So,
Right.
it's yeah, man. It's but what does that all mean? I'm just talking about money. What does all that mean, and the universal basic income, and being a minimalist, living below your means? It's all about freedom, because really what money isn't meant for buying things per se. Money is to be put away in the places where it will grow, and it basically gives you freedom. It's like what Joe Rogan said when he got all that money from his Spotify deal. He's like, I got a lot of fuck you money now, so why wouldn't I use it? Because now Joe Rogan can do whatever he wants. I mean,
Yeah.
and he got a really good deal too, because Spotify in the contract, they can't fuck with his podcast. Now they have a little bit, but he's always gotten that shit overturned. So hopefully that doesn't get worse. Because I hear certain podcasts, like the new one where it was Joe Rogan and Tim Dillon and uh, who else was? No, it was Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon, and Alex Jones. That one didn't show up on Spotify. This is Spotify has a
Probably
hate.
just because of Alex
Yeah,
Jones.
Spotify has a hate boner for Alex Jones because in a lot of tech companies you got a lot of frothing SJWs, and I don't like Trump supporters, and I don't like SJWs either. They're like, oh well, you're a socialist, right? You should like us. I'm like, I don't fucking like you guys. You're authoritarian lefties. You wanna shut down speech and deplatform people. You know, we're lucky it's not as bad as it is in Germany and the UK, where like you can't even say shit. Like even if it's true, like or they'll come arrest you or like shut down your Facebook, and it's fucking disgusting. I don't give a fuck if the idea is left or right. If it's the truth, it's the truth. I want the truth, and that's you know what the truth will get you in trouble. That's the one thing you're gonna learn, Blues. Through your red pill or awakening, because you already are pretty out there. I mean, you're kind of. I mean, you know I know you're there because you agree with me on a lot of things. That's how I know you're there. You know how fucked everything is, but
Yeah.
try telling everybody else that. Try to tell people that Joe Biden's almost just as bad as Trump, and they're gonna flip out on you because they don't want to. They don't want the truth. You could try to tell people. Well, like there's some lefties who think immigration should be like anybody should be able to come in. I take the middle ground on a lot of things. We should regulate it. We should allow people to come in, of course, but we can't just have like porous open borders because the system will be overwhelmed. We can't just have an influx of like 50 million people. But try telling that try telling that in Europe. They oh, we can't handle this many people, or we don't, even if the majority of the population don't want them. I mean, if the majority of the people don't want them, the nation's right not to want them. If it's a nation state, and if you want regulation, there should be regulation. But there are people on the left who are so extreme. They'll not only will they disagree with you and try to insult you and say you're racist, they'll try to destroy your life. That's the red line to me. You could say I'm wrong, you could call me whatever, but when you try to like go after my livelihood, that's taking it to another. That's to the next level where I'm thinking about violence. Because if you get me out on the streets, you better hope I don't have my fucking weapons on me. Because if I'm not in a good mood and it's just like I can't turn it around because of you, I got nothing to fucking lose. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but you're the one you're the one who took it there. I have, even me being as raw and crazy as me, I've never gone after anybody's jobs or anything, right? I've called people idiots, retarded, but I've never taken it to where, hey, I want to destroy your real life. Like, it'd be like me. It's like, hey, I'm going to find out where Blues works, and I'm going to say he says all this crazy shit, and then he should have, just completely fucking destroy somebody's life. Like, tell me you wouldn't think about, like, if I ever see this motherfucker, I might just, like, accidents do happen. Like, it is on that level. You don't fuck with people's money and livelihoods. What if you had kids? What if I fuck with Dick Falcon's job? He has kids and a wife. I could completely if you go after his job, you could completely destroy his life to where, I mean, it could go downhill. I don't know his situation, but like, you don't fuck with people like that, man. People think you can, but you really shouldn't. Because some people will take it on the cheek. Some people won't. I'm a fucking crazy person. I try not to be, but there has always been a part of me that is, and you've seen it. You've seen when I get really drunk and shit. I have that in me. I just am a crazy person, and crazy people like me get very dangerous when they have nothing to lose. I mean, I got a lot of things that I look forward to and goals, but make me have nothing to fucking lose and see what happens. And I'm not trying to be edgy there. It's just the fucking truth. And there's a lot of people that are just like me. Just push them over the edge. You know? That's why, even if you disagree with somebody, you should respect somebody even if you disagree with them, to the point where you're not going to fuck with their life. Like, I don't have to, like, be nice to you, but I'm never going to go after your livelihood. I'm not going to hurt you or your family just because I disagree with you. That's one of my biggest problems with the left, because the left does that a lot. At least that authoritarian SJW part of it. I'm kind of a no-nonsense blue-collar socialist on economic issues. You know, I relate a lot more to the plumber who would beat the shit out of you with a wrench because you try to take his job away than fucking some academic who thinks about theory up at college at Berkeley or some shit. You know, I relate more to working class people than I do to college fucks who think they know everything because some fucking college professor told them a Karl Marx hot take or something, you know? And, yeah. Was that good? Was it the material I'm looking for? Where's Blues go? Is he even here? Damn it, we lost Blues again. Krillin's just listened to me ran off. Yeah, he has it on speaker and shit, where it's like, you can't hear me? Fucking day. It's crazy. Is it working now? Maybe if I put this in here? I think it's working now. Blues? Where's Blues?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, I can hear you so much better. I just turned up the volume. So what did you miss about that? Because I just gave an epic rant. That was like a good one.
Nah, I heard it.
Oh, you heard it all?
Yeah.
Is there anything you disagree with in that statement? You know what I mean? Is there really anything you disagree in that rant about? Am I too extreme on anything? Because nobody ever gives me feedback. They just allow me to rant, which I kind of like. I just assume everybody agrees with me because I'm smart.
I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah. It's just
I don't know, man. It's weird, but we're gonna have to cut this one a little short, cause
oh yeah. Damn, I didn't want to leave it on that note with a rant. Anybody listening's all quiet and shit. Like, I thought we were talking about anime.
It's just Krillin.
I thought we were talking about
anime.
No, there's gonna be a guy who watches these episodes like a year from now, and he's gonna be like, I thought we were gonna talk about anime, and then Rom goes talking about buying an SJWs and stuff, and it's not good. Not good. It's like, I'm sorry, folks. You can blame Blues.
We talk about everything here.
Yeah, we talk about everything. You got some anime shows. Go watch some isekai. Livelo. You know what you should do?
Got some recommendations.
Go watch some isekai and have you a nice glass of wine. Not that bullshit you get from 7-Eleven. I'm talking go to a nice place. Pick out one. I recommend some Porto wine. I like it sweet, super sweet. You know, none of that bullshit.
Yeah, Porto wine.
Yeah, Portuguese.
But yes, folks, that's gonna be our episode today.
Yeah. Blues, are you gonna be
See
back
you next
tonight, or are
Saturday,
you like,
hopefully.
are you gone?
Yeah, I'll be back tonight.
All right. I'm sure I'll blow up Earth before you get back, so he'll be gone.
All right.
All right, man. Later.
All right. See you later, bro.
See ya, Krillin. We're out.
Later, Krillin. Dick Falcon.
Dick a Falcon.